Good morning, gentle viewers. Welcome to another edition of Uncle Bobby's Cybertronian Corner. I told you all there would be big changes, and thus far there are big changes. I am not done yet, but when I am, I'll give you the full tour. For now, we'll start with the regular announcements. Aunt Jen is doing very well. I want to thank you for your emails, texts, phone calls, love, and support. Thank you very much. My niece Lizzie is progressing swimmingly. She calls the baby her nugget. So, good job, TJ and Lizzie. Rock on. You go, guys. Joshy is doing well as far as I know. I haven't heard from him lately, but go Marines. And Joshy, stay safe. Love you. Yeah, that's about it for the report, for the weekly report. So, let's move on, shall we? By the way, this is take 2 because of a wardrobe malfunction. Not the shirt. The shirt's wonderful. So we're gonna do sideswipe. Sideswipe. Yeah. Sideswipe started in the G1 cartoon. He also started in the 1984 Marvel run of Transformers. He actually started off as the yellow one with all the stuff on it. Because when Diaclone, I was wrong. When Diaclone made both Lamborghinis, they made the Countach and they made the Super Tuner Countach. Lamborghini Countach? I think it's Countach. Anyway, Sunstreaker was supposed to be red. And he was not supposed to have anything on him. Sideswipe was supposed to be yellow. And he was supposed to have all, like, stuff on it. Alright. Like the exposed motor and all that in the back. Because all those are supposed to turn into gadgets. Well, Sideswipe got the gadgets, and he got the extra load. Twin brothers, I don't think that Sunstreaker got the better end of that. Whatever. The one accessory I don't have with him, I would really, really love, is his jetpack. But I can actually buy aftermarket kits that give me a few things I wanted, plus their jetpacks, his and his brothers. On Cybertron, they were hustlers. Sideswipe like going to the underground fights, and Sunstreaker made and repaired black market and underground things. And that's how they made their money. That's how they made the Energon. That's how they got a hold of Energon so they could survive. And then the war broke out, and since both Sunstreaker and Sideswipe were thrill seekers, they looked at Optimus and said, "Yeah, we'll join your team. Not a problem. We're good with that. We like that idea." Here's a thought, though. why don't you make us a one-unit team, because I don't think anybody else is willing to do jet judo. And Optimus is like, jet judo? What's jet judo? We'll show you as soon as the first attack hits. Well, both of them are wearing their jet packs, and this is in one of the first runs of the comic book. And Starscream and the Coneheads and the Armada's coming in, and some of the Autobots can fly somewhat. So a bunch of them go up and try to defend, but you know they're losing flight because their flight capabilities are glitchy at best, right? So Sunstreaker and Sideswipe use that somewhat flight capability with jetpacks to fly up above the jets, cut the jet, land on one of the planes, disable it, jump off of that plane, use the somewhat flight capability and the jetpack to maneuver over another plane to land on the plane. And he keeps going down and down and down and down and down until he either runs too low on the jetpack and he's forced to land on the ground, or he just fights his way down till he's low enough to use the jetpack or his somewhat flight capability to land on the ground without destroying himself. And at the end of the comic book, Optimus looks at them both and says, "Jet judo. And it shows the brothers high-fiving. It's pretty cool. I don't remember what issue it is, but it's one of the first runs. It's like either 85 or 86. So, and they only came out with a run, I think it was like 2 a month at that point. I mean, there wasn't very many. I would love some of those original comic books. I would love that. That would be awesome. Judo Hustlers joined up with Optimus because of the war. Halfway through season 2, they just faded out for some reason. Don't know why. In the 90s, there was a whole lot of toys with his name, but it wasn't him. It wasn't until like the 2000s where he finally came back into play with the movie and Robots in Disguise. IDW did a small run on him where it was after the war, and he was a cop on Cybertron now, because you know he was done with his adventure days and his everything else, and he learned responsibility being with Optimus and everything else. So he wasn't the wild, crazy street fighter that he used to be. He takes that mentality to the streets, being a cop, but he's not a street fighter anymore. And a couple years go by, and Galvatron invades Earth. He gets called to Earth to help, protect Earth. They kill Galvatron, but in the interim, he gets mortally wounded. So RC and his brother put in a cortical psychic patch as he's dying and put him into a beautiful Cybertron where, misdemeanors are committed. But the rookies get them right away. And he's just standing back smiling, going, yeah, this is the way things are supposed to be. And dies, and Spark dies out. Being happy and content with a peaceful Cybertron. No major war, no Autobot, Decepticon, no. That dude's speeding a little too fast. She's flying a little too low. That didn't belong to you. Now, put it back. Little things. And he dies off that way. In the movie, Revenge of the Fallen and Dark of the Moon, he had a big part in those. Not so much in The Last Night. I don't remember him being in The Last Night. He was probably one of the ones that died, that got hunted down. And then Dreamwave gave him a small 4 or 5 issue run where he was the star in that. Let me see. Robots in Disguise, Rescue Bots, and a little bit of animated. After that, that's about it. Big part in Robots in Disguise. Big part. I don't know if it's supposed to follow continuity or whatever from G1. I know it's supposed to follow the continuity from Prime. Prime, Rescue Bots, Robots in Disguise, they're all interconnected. I hope they make newer Rescue Bots, because I don't want to collect the Rescue Bots that there are now. And that means I have to collect the Robots in Disguise, which, wow, that's another Optimus, another Bumblebee, another Sideswipe, another Grimlock, another Starscream, another Soundwave. Well, no, because I can use my Starscream because he goes back. But I have to get the other Starscream. Yeah, I have to get a whole bunch of new bots. So I'm almost done with Season 1, or I'm almost done with Generation 1. Not the reason for the remodel, but I'll get into that later. So that's the all with Sideswipe. Sideswipe has this accessory. You can stick it in that hole, you can stick it in that hole, you can stick it in that hole. You can separate it in 2 pieces and stick it in multiple holes. As the car rolls, I knew that was coming. Alright, as a car rolls, and that's all it does. It rolls. So let's bring you on over. I'll show you its articulation, transformation, retransformation, and give you our final thoughts. Alrighty. So come on over. Angle you down so you can see the table. Alrighty. By the way, here's his brother, Sunstreaker. Alright, so to transform this guy, you lift that up, you lift these up, then you flip it back though. Oh yeah, and you lift these out. Okay, then you flip it back over. You unfold it. Oops. You unfold it and you don't take off the foot, because you're not supposed to do that. Okay, you are supposed to fold out the feet, however. So fold out the feet and close that. Okay. Then flip that around. You flip this out. You flip this out. You flip those in. You close that. Put his arms down. Fists out. Gun in place, and there we go. Now, again, you can separate the gun. You can put the cannon up here, and you can have him hold the red part, blah, blah, blah. Head has a weeble wobble. You can also go completely around because it's on a ball joint. Hand goes out. Back, forward, bend at the elbow. There is a bicep rotation, no rotation at the wrist. Leg goes out, leg goes back, leg goes forward. There's a kind of a hip rotation, not a thigh rotation. Bend at the knee, and yes, there is ankle tiltage. Okay. And that is side swipe. And now for our final thoughts. Okay. Final thoughts. I really like him. I do. I think he's an excellent part of the collection. He's kind of fun to transform. And I'm glad I have him. Now, I do want Sunstreaker in this model, because I do not like the way Sunstreaker transforms. Although I've been watching the G1 cartoon lately, and Sunstreaker is a little bulkier than his brother. So maybe that's supposed to account for the different, frame. And he's a super tuner, and his brother's just a Countach. I don't know. Anyway, so when he's a car, you can store it on one side. So when you display him, you really don't see the gun. This is going to be the display for right now until I'm finished. These eventually are all going to come back down off of the wall. Before I started this, these were bare. There was nothing up there. Because I already tore down some shelves and the main shelving unit and everything else. But that's more for next week when I'm done. So, for now, 4 things 1, I want to thank you for spending time with me. 2, Lamborghinis are cool. 3, Transformers are cool. And 4, and always, remember, Uncle Bobby loves you. Okay, later.